friends, it's Lisa, and today I'm going to be announcing something very exciting. Me and 5 other booktubers are going to be hosting a BTS themed readathon throughout the whole month of March. So from the 1st of March through the 31st of March, there will be a readathon based off of BTS. You know, that music group. You may have heard of them. They're a little popular. And the way we decided to do this was to split it up into 2 teams. So I am going to butcher them because I don't speak Korean. I've watched a million pronunciation videos of these words and I still feel like I'm not doing it right. So apologies in advance. But we have the Hyung line and the Mangne line. I feel like that's like not how my brain wants to say these words, but I'm trying. I'm really trying to pronounce them correctly. So me and Jane from the channel The Bookaholic are going to be the hosts of the Mangne line, and then nessuh from the channel Books with nessuh, as well as Steph from the channel Coffee Over Apples are going to be the hosts for the Hyung line. And Sasha from the channel The Redhead Reader was kind of the one who came up with the idea to do a BTS themed readathon and is kind of like the main host. So in her announcement video, she's going to be going over all of the prompts for both teams, whereas I'm just going to be going over the prompts for my team. But I will have all of the hosts linked below so you can go and check out all of their announcement videos to make sure you get all of the info and all of the prompts, and then you can decide like what team you want to be on. So because this is a readathon with teams, there is a point system. So we have a Google form that we created. So whenever you finish a book from your TBR, you will click on that Google form and kind of fill in all the information you need, like what team you're on and what prompt you completed, and then that point will go towards your team. Basically, all of the info for this readathon is in the description of my video, so make sure you go and check that out, and it will have basically everything you need down there. We're also planning on doing live shows throughout the entire month of the readathon, so I'd recommend subscribing to all of the hosts so you know when live shows are happening, but also we do have a Twitter. Our Twitter is at BTS Readathon 21. So definitely follow us there because we will be keeping you updated on all of the live shows, when they're happening, what channel they're on, what time, and all of that information that you're going to need. So I definitely would recommend following our Twitter. I think that my live show is going to be somewhere in the second to last week of the month, so somewhere between the 21st and the 27th. So just saying, keep your eye out for that. But they're going to be happening throughout the whole month, so definitely follow everyone, subscribe to everyone, and also follow our Twitter. And speaking of live shows, we do actually have a group book for this readathon, and we are planning on doing a live show for the group book on Sasha's channel at the end of the month. So somewhere between like the 28th and the 31st, there will be a live show for the group book. And actually, when I'm filming this right now, we don't have a group book decided yet. We are currently putting a poll up on our Twitter and getting some responses. So I will put in, Lisa from the future in editing will put in what the group book is now. Okay, Lisa from the future here to say that I'll Be the One by Lila Lee is our group book for this readathon. So we will be reading this book throughout the month of the readathon, and we hope you guys join us. We will be discussing it on a live show at the end of the month, but we hope you guys are excited and that you read it along with us. So that is our group book. Make sure you subscribe to Sasha so you can participate in the live show. We also did get some questions as to why the group book wasn't a book that BTS have read and recommended, or a book that like inspired BTS music or music videos. And the reason we didn't do that is because some of those books are a bit more difficult to find. We wanted to make the group book as accessible to a bunch of people as possible. We didn't want people to have to go out and buy a copy. A lot of the options that we had were on different apps such as like Script and Libby and things like that. So we just wanted to make the book more accessible to anyone who wanted to participate. We did mention the idea of doing a book BTS have recommended, but it just was a lot easier to do those types of books, and I hope that that makes sense. But again, the group book is optional. You don't have to do the group book. It's just going to be an added point to your team if you do it, but you don't have to. So if you're disappointed by the group book choice, you don't have to do it. Also, one more thing, there is a Google Doc linked below in the description of recommendations that me and the other host came up with for our prompts. So if you're kind of struggling with ideas or what to read for certain prompts, there is a Google Doc with recommendations in the description of this video. Also, if you're looking for maybe some other recommendations, feel free to tweet us and maybe we can retweet the tweet and get some people who are going to be participating in the readathon to kind of help you out and come up with more ideas. But yeah, I think that is actually everything. So let's get into the prompts for the Mangne line team. I'm really sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Trust me, I'm going to have to edit this and get annoyed with myself every time I say it. So the way that we decided to split up the members, obviously by the certain lines that they are in, but we wanted it to be even. So we have 3 members on each team, but then we also have Namjoon on both. So there is a prompt for Namjoon on our team and then a prompt for Namjoon on the Hyungline team as well. Because Namjoon is technically the one that's like in the middle of all the ages, we just wanted everything to be equal on the teams. That's why we did that. So First, we have prompts based off of Jimin. So the first prompt inspired by Jimin is 13, and that is to read a book with 13 in the title or 13 letters in the title. So very quickly, for example, you could read a book that, has 13 letters in the title. I think I figured out that A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness has 13 letters in the title, but you could also read a book with 13, the number 13 in the title, so like 13 Reasons Why or something. The other prompt inspired by Jimin is Lie, and that is to read a book with darker themes. Next, we have the two prompts that are inspired by Taeyang. So the first one is Beach, which might sound a bit odd, but I will provide the context now.
여기는 beach? Beach?
So yeah, I think it's funny. So one of the prompts for Taeyang is Beach, and that is to read a book either set by the beach or set in the summertime. And then the other prompt inspired by Taeyang is Singularity, and that is to read a book with one person on the cover or a book that has a singular point of view, so only one person that you're getting the perspective of. Next, we have the two prompts that are inspired by Jungkook. So we have The Golden Magne, and that is to read a book with gold in the title or on the cover. So it can either be gold is in the title, like Chain of Gold, or it can be a book that has gold on the cover somewhere. It can even be the smallest amount of gold, and it will count. And then the other prompt is Euphoria, and that is to read a utopian or dystopian book. And the last prompt for our team is the one that is inspired by Namjoon. So the prompt is Reflection. Read a book about self-discovery, self-reflection, self-acceptance, anything like that. So I was thinking like any kind of coming of age novel would probably work. Basically any book where a character kind of has something that they find out about themselves, or they discover something about themselves and have to come to terms with that and accept that. You could even probably read a nonfiction, not even necessarily like a self-help book, which I really had to focus on saying self-help. I wanted to say self-help. A self-help book maybe could work, but you could even just read a nonfiction about someone's life where they've gone through something and figured out more about themselves. Like there's so many ways you could take this prompt, so definitely make these work for you. Figure out how these prompts will work for your TBR and what you want to read, because it's very flexible. It's not very hardcore. Just read the books you want to read, and if you say it counts, then it counts. So I think that is everything for the readathon. If I missed anything, it will be in the description of this video. Please go and check out the other hosts as well. Like I said, we're going to be doing live shows, so you definitely want to subscribe to them and make sure you're aware of when those are happening. Also, again, we have a Twitter at BTS Readathon21, and that will be the place to be to get any updates on live shows, point updates, anything like that. Any sort of updates on the readathon will be on that Twitter page, so definitely go and follow us there. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. Also, feel free to correct my pronunciation of these words. I did watch, I'm not kidding, I watched so many pronunciation videos for both words, and I still feel like I didn't say them right, but it's okay. I'm working on it. But I hope you guys are excited. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to participate, what team you're going to be on, what you're thinking of reading. Let me know what you think about the readathon. Just anything, let me know down below in the comments. Also, if you guys are planning on participating and you have a TBR put together, you either post a video, a tweet, a blog post, a bookstagram, anything like that, feel free to tag us. I would love to see any of your TBRs, so definitely make sure you tag either our readathon Twitter or our individual Twitters or Instagrams or things like that. We would love to see any of your TBRs. But I think that is everything, and that is going to conclude this video. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not already. Also, feel free to click the bell notification to be notified anytime I upload a new video. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.